You're watching the Fantastic Mr. Bee. In today's video, we're going to learn how to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. So let's get going. So here I have some steps on how to add and subtract fractions. First, I like to find our common denominators. Some of the tricks are moving from the small to big method, the butterfly method, or my LCM method. If you're interested in what the butterfly method is, click the link in the description. And if you're unsure what the least common multiple or the LCM method is, click the link in the description and I got you covered. Then we find equivalent fractions for each fraction. Step number 3 is to add or subtract our numerators. 4, we're going to keep our denominator. And 5th, if needed, we'll convert our improper fractions. So let's go ahead and jump in and look at what to do with our first problem of 2/5 plus 1/4. I'm going to find our common denominators. And my first step is looking at the denominators to see if my smaller denominator can move into my larger denominator. It can't. For my butterfly method, I make ovals for my wings. I touch my denominators, and 5 times 4 equals 20. So my new denominator for each fraction is 20. And then I just have to follow 5 times 1 equals 5, and 4 times 2 equals 8. So my new problem is 8/20 plus 5/20. And when I add fractions or subtract, I just add or subtract straight across. So 8 plus 5 equals 13. And then I keep my denominator. So my answer is 13/20. Let's take a look at our next problem, but let me clean up the screen. I need to find my common denominator, so I'm going to see if my smaller denominator, my 4, can go into my 6 evenly. So no, that doesn't work. So let's go ahead, we can do the butterfly method or the LCM. For this one, I'm going to use LCM to mix things up a little bit. So I need to write down 4 and 6, and I need to find my common multiple. So 4 times 1 is 4, then 8, then 12, and I'll do one more, which is 16. The multiples of 6 are 6, 12, and I can go ahead and stop. I already know that my 12s are my least common multiple. So what I can do here is I'm going to make new fractions. Let me go ahead and get rid of my multiples. And our new common denominator is 12, like we said. And now I have to think 4 times what equals 12? 4 times 3 equals 12. So whatever I do to the bottom, I need to do to my top numerator. And 3 times 3 equals 9. And then on the right side, 6 times 2 equals 12. So 2 times 2 equals 4. Now I'm ready for my problem. To set it up, I'm going to move over in this area because I ran out of space below. So I'm going to set up of 9/12 minus 4/12. Remember, we subtract straight across, so 9 minus 4 equals 5. And then I go ahead and I keep my denominator. So my answer is 5/12. Let's do some practice problems together. Go grab some paper, push pause on the video, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, I hope you have some paper and a pencil. And let's do some work together. If you need to go ahead and use our steps on the screen, go ahead. We're going to do our first problem of 4/5 plus 4/10. Go ahead and press pause. So I need to find my common denominators, and I'm going to use my small to big. And I can see that 5 goes into 10 2 times. So 4/10 I get to keep as a fraction. And I always like when I have a small to big because I get to do half the work. So that means that 5 times 2 is equal to 10. So 4 times 2 is 8. And I multiply by 2 because whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. Whatever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. So now my new problem is 8/10 plus 4/10. And 8 plus 4 equals 12/10. Now this is my answer, but if I look at my steps, I have to convert my improper fraction. So 10 goes into 12 one complete time, and 12 minus 10 is 2. So I have 2 left over out of 10. Now if you don't know how to simplify, I'm going to do that really quick here. 2 goes into 10 5 times, so I keep a 1 for my numerator, and my denominator turns into a 5. If you need help with simplifying fractions, check out the description. I'll add a new video, and once that video is up, you can click the link. All right, let me clean up my screen and we'll get to our second problem. For our last problem, go ahead and try to figure it out and pause the video. All right, let's take a look at 7/8 minus 1/2. I need to find my common denominator. I'm going to start with small to big. 2 goes into 8, so that means I can keep 7/8. And that means 2 times something equals 8, and 2 times 4 equals 8. So whatever I do to the bottom, I need to do to the top. And 1 times 4 is 4. Now I'm ready to subtract. I have 7/8 minus 4/8. When we subtract, we go straight across on my numerators, and 7 minus 4 equals 3, and I keep my denominator. My answer is 3/8. Make sure to click that subscribe button, and until next time, this is Mr. B. Later.